But of course, we're going to have mainly dry conditions. We won't have storms dampen the celebration. We could see an isolated shower for areas east of the I-35 corridor, but these showers should be very short-lived in nature. Now, looking at the current temperature in San Antonio, 89 degrees, feels like 97 degrees with this humidity, and we are expecting extremely high heat index values later today. But looking at the radar, mainly dry, but notice east of I-35 for our eastern county. So notice just north of Karnes City, some sprinkles popping up out of nowhere, and that is the weather that we're expecting later this afternoon. Pop-up small showers that will be short-lived in nature. Not expecting much in terms of downpours, but looking at the temperatures, upper 80s and lower 90s for South Texas, lower in the hill country in the Edwards Plateau. And the humidity is going to play a major part in the forecast for later today, because notice it's muggy everywhere here in South Texas, but the humidity, the moisture levels are higher closer to the coast, and that's going to cause the higher chance of small showers developing east of San Antonio. But feels like temperatures, because of this humidity, are already high in the triple digits in Seguin, Floresville, Pearsall, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, George West, and Beeville. A ridge of high pressure is still in control. That's bringing us mainly dry weather, but because of that influx of moisture for our southern and eastern counties, we could see a small shower chance. Now, for San Antonio, more likely we will be completely dry. Temperatures in the upper 90s, mostly clear later this afternoon and evening. We'll have a high UV index at 11 and a very high heat index value of 107 degrees. Truly the dog days of summer here in South Texas. So the futurecast shows pop-up sprinkles possible. This shows a pop-up sprinkle around 6 o'clock near Floresville, a pop-up sprinkle near Pleasanton. Obviously, pop-up sprinkles are still in the possibilities for our eastern and southern counties for later this afternoon and evening. Partly cloudy tomorrow morning around 6 in the morning. Temperatures in the upper 70s. And then notice rinse and repeat for tomorrow afternoon because of the amount of moisture that we have in these areas. Pop-up sprinkles, maybe a rumble of thunder possible, but for San Antonio and areas west of San Antonio, completely dry. Same thing is true for Friday. Partly cloudy in the morning, and then a pop-up sprinkle is possible for areas east of San Antonio in the afternoon and evening. So our rain chances will be at 10% for the rest of the work week because of this increased moisture. But by the weekend, we should be completely dry for all of South Texas. And the same thing is true for the beginning of the next work week. Temperature wise, around average. Now, this is the warmest week on average here in South Texas, and temperatures will be in the upper 90s, but eventually next week, so by the next work week, we should have triple digits for Monday and Tuesday. Feels like temperatures well over the triple digits later this afternoon here in San Antonio, and for the majority of South Texas. 105 degrees is what we're expecting in San Antonio. Same thing is true for tomorrow afternoon. 106 in San Antonio, 106 in Cotulla. Friday, rinse and repeat. We're going to have high feels like temperatures, so that's why it's going to be very important to stay hydrated throughout the rest of the week. Very typical here in the summertime here in South Texas. So the 7-day forecast shows a 10% chance of rain today, tomorrow, and for Friday. Temperatures around average into the upper 90s. This weekend, completely dry, upper 90s, and then we'll increase to the triple digits for the next work week. Completely dry also for the first half of the next week as well. So basically mainly dry, but it's going to be hot and muggy for the rest of the week.